What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Paris? Is it Musée du Louvre or the famous French cafes? Today, we are here discussing with Stefania, who lives in Paris, about coffee and art. Hi, I'm Artemis, and you're listening to Coffee Stain, a podcast full of real people stories, knowledge, and much inspiration about and beyond coffee. Personal and business stories full of passion, persistence, creativity, goals, and action. So get your coffee ready and join us. So, my dear Stefania, welcome to Coffee Stain. I'm so happy drinking coffee with you today. Can I ask, is your coffee ready?
Ready and hot.
Perfect. Let's start with my first question that I think is very important. If you could describe your expertise in just one sentence at this period of your life.
I am an art therapist specialized on the art as therapy inside museums.
I know that you are a museum lover, amongst all. And what is this specific thing that attracts you so much in museums?
I couldn't find a more magic place to go, so I decided to stay there. It's a place full of color, full of colors, full of stories, full of people. It is nice, it is calm, it is secure because we can feel okay inside there. So I think that for me is a place to be. Museum is just a place to be.
Was it like this from your early years, let's say, when you were younger? Or is it just now that you have been more connected with art and art therapy?
My today's relationship with museums is far way better than in my early years because I think that it is a relationship that is being created between me and my museum experiences, and it is growing day by day.
Hmm. That is a very beautiful relationship that is growing, I can say. The last years, to my attention, has been the role of cafes or coffee shops inside the museums has been maybe more important or more advertised maybe, or it is a place that you can also visit without visiting a museum. Do you visit cafes in the museums also, apart from the museum on its own?
On its own, to be honest, no, because I can't help but get inside the museum and walk a little bit there. But the most of the times, I'm visiting the coffee shops too. I think that it adds in the museum experience.
Why do you think it adds the museum experience?
Because I think that after being in contact with the paintings, with the other people, maybe you have company with you, and after having all these feelings that are coming from the paintings, from our feelings, our thoughts, or maybe after a good guided tour, because my specialization is art therapy, but we have also the guided tours that are having a big important role inside museums. So after all of that, we have firstly the syndrome that is called museum leg syndrome. It is the pain that we feel on the back, on the legs. We can find in the dictionary.
I didn't know
But all,
about this at all.
yeah, it's something that we really experience inside museums. It's due to the fact that we're walking slowly,
Hmm.
and it is not a walk that we do to exercise ourselves. So we are walking a little bit and then we stop. And this for the back and for the legs, it's a little bit difficult. So we need to get some rest, but also a nice coffee just to stay there and having these feelings calm a little bit, doing a nice relationship with other people. It it adds in the museum experience, and this is why I think that the coffee shops and the shops of the museums in these days have changed their role, because they can add in the experience of the spectator. For me, the word experience is really important. And for the coffee, if it's not experience, for me, it's not a coffee.
If we could say that you're seeking something in a museum cafe, what would it be? The environment, the good coffee, calmness? What is it that you seek in a coffee museum?
I would say all of the above. Because if the coffee is not good prepared and I'm not enjoying it, it's not the same. If the environment is not good, well, there it can destroy the experience for me. So I want all of the above.
Where did you drink the best coffee in a cafe, in a museum cafe? In which museum?
This is a great question. And I think that I would choose the Hundertwasser Museum in Vienna. It is called the Kunsthaus Wien Hundertwasser Museum, I think. And it is a very, very nice place. They have a little backyard, maybe. It's not a garden, but we can sit there. It's very nice. It's a house that Hundertwasser had designed, so it's really special. And the coffee was really good. I ate also a very nice apple pie. And I think that I drank a cappuccino, which was very good prepared, well prepared. But the whole experience was amazing. It was a day for me, and I think that I ate firstly Spätzle, which is a German Austrian specialty. And afterwards, I said, okay, I will go to the second step. I will drink a nice coffee and eat a dessert. And it was really, really good.
So you were alone in this cafe?
Yes. And inside this museum, I couldn't take pictures, which
Oh.
in this occasion added to my experience, because my stop to Vienna was while I was traveling around Europe for a book that I'm creating. So it was on photos that I was taking inside museums. I can say a lot, but I can say that I went to the house of Hundertwasser and I haven't checked if I can take photos or not. And then I learned that I cannot, but I said, well, it's Hundertwasser, I will do it. It was an amazing experience. And afterwards, the coffee and the apple pie was a day for me. It was exactly what I needed to finish my stay in Vienna. After that, I went to the train station.
So it was the perfect finale, let's say.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think that drinking a coffee in a museum cafe alone or with company is more usual for you and other people because you have visited many museums?
I would say that I don't really observe because I'm really used of me going alone to the coffee shop, so it's not very weird for me to see if someone is alone and drinking a coffee. But I think that that could be 50-50, maybe, because there are a lot of art lovers that don't have the best company to go, so the art is a company of itself, so we go alone.
Mhm. Now let's leave the cafes in the museum and let's enter the museums themselves. Is there a presence of coffee in artworks, in paintings, or in sculptures, or in art in general?
Sculptures. This is something that I have to do a little bit of research because I don't think that I have seen sculptures with coffee. But I can surely say that there are paintings and paintings of famous artists of Greece or from all around the world that have coffee or coffee pots inside them. And a nice story to share is when I was in Athens a few weeks ago, we were talking about this podcast when I was about to visit the Goulandris Museum. And there I found a collection with two paintings that have coffee inside them. The one is of Vincent van Gogh. The title is Nature Morte in France, Still Life. Still Life with Coffee Pot. And the other one is from Tsarouchis. It is I can tell you, I remind it. Sailor sitting at the table with a pink background. It is a painting where we can see a Greek coffee, and I really love that. So we can see that coffee can always inspire us, but it also inspired painters as Vincent van Gogh, Tsarouchis, the Greek one. I saw a painting of Matisse, which I really love. I think that Picasso has one too, Degas, you know, with the ballerinas.
Yes.
He also did a painting with a coffee.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think a painter, an artist, would choose coffee or maybe tea as an inspiration?
Before
Mm-hmm.
before answering this question, I'd like to ask you, why do you think that coffee can be an inspiration for anyone?
So we changed roles now. Okay. I think that coffee or maybe tea, because we have discussed this, is a great part of our lives, of our everyday life, or some moments of us being alone and reading or visiting a museum or taking a walk, taking some time with ourselves. I connect coffee with time with myself. So I think this might be a reason for an artist to be inspired by a coffee.
Great. So let me ask you a second thing. Do you think that in our everyday life we are paying as much attention to this ritual of creating and drinking our coffee? Are we really present in the moment?
I think that some days we do and some days we don't. Apart from an everyday ritual, it can be an everyday habit. So habit has a meaning of doing something that we don't really focus and understand. We just do it. So I think that let's say 50-50. I hope it's 50-50. I said previously that we changed roles and we're going to an art therapy session. What do you think?
I can say you're not my client, so well, even with in my art therapy practices, it's not me who is talking. So
Okay.
I would just you, your inner world, art. So I'm here just to walk by your side.
So what is your opinion on this?
My opinion on this. Well, I think that paintings or every artwork can be a really good opportunity for us to make some questions like this one that I've made to you to discuss with ourselves. So when I was in front of the painting The Milkmaid of Vermeer, I think you know it, it's in the Rijksmuseum of Amsterdam, which is crowded always because it is a really famous painting. But when I had some moments kind of alone with this painting, I asked myself, I saw this girl pouring the milk, and I thought to myself, we have a painter that was inspired by a habit, because this could be something that this woman was doing in every day of her life. So he did this an artwork. He gave some importance to an everyday habit, to an everyday moment. So what about me? Do I pay attention and make a ritual an everyday habit? And what changes when I'm doing that? So this is what I'm doing with paintings. I'm talking with them. So I think that, yes, coffee can be really inspiring, but as well, painting a coffee can be a very good opportunity for others to be inspired of. A funny thing to say here is that when I already said that when I was in Houlanderis Museum in Athens, I observed 2 paintings that have coffee in it. So it is me who observed that. Maybe other visitors didn't. And this can be due to 2 things. The first one is that maybe this is the only collection that have 2 paintings with coffee. And here we can make a connection with the Houlanderis couple, Basil and Elise, who were Greek, and we Greeks do love coffee. And here I should say that their collection is based only in their own taste. They didn't ask the art appreciators to look. So on the other hand,
it's a personal feeling, what they loved and what they would like to show to the people.
Exactly, what they wanted to have in their house, firstly, and
Of
what
course.
they wanted Greece to have in an art house, a museum. On the other hand, it can be just about me because we have just talked and I have the coffee and art inside in my mind, and this is what I observed in the museum. And this is what is happening always when we are going inside museums. It's never a coincidence if today I love a painting and the other day it's just, it doesn't matter for me. It's like I'm not seeing it at all. Every day inside the same museum, I can see a new painting. And it's not that they're changing the paintings, it's that my gaze is different every day and my emotional state and my feelings are different. So inside Houlanderis, it was great to see the Tsarouchis painting with this sailor sailing?
Sailor.
With the sailor. So inside Houlanderis Museum, it was amazing to see this sailor sitting with his book, his coffee. He was so calm. And I said, yes, we have a painting for the podcast.
Perfect. That was a perfect painting because it is, if you take a walk, maybe in Athens, in Thessaloniki, anywhere in Greece, you will see a man or a woman sitting with a book and a Greek coffee next to it and either reading or staring at the view. Maybe that would be a sea or a mountain or just anything, a beautiful view in front of him.
Well, it's exactly this the magic of art for me, because now hearing you about all these little moments in Greece and looking at the painting, because I'm looking at it right now, it's like if I'm seeing at photography, because we can see, yes, it's like he is posing for a photography because he was just reading something, maybe the poet Cavadias, because
yes,
yes, this is what you have in your mind and in your soul. It's exactly this that you are going to see in the painting. This is what is really amazing for me. This fascinates me.
It is a magic. Yes, I think it's magic. And also regarding the other painting that you told me about Van Gogh, it says that he painted parts of the house that he was living, and it was parts as the cup, the cafetiera, was the coffee maker, yes, the milk jug, that these were parts of his house, the small house that he lived his last years, if I'm correct, of his life, because I think that he painted this painting
2 years before
2 years before his death. Yes, yes. It was something that he did every day. He drank his coffee with this beautiful coffee pot that has 2 or 3 parts, one on top of another. And I think this is also very beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it's really fascinating to see what he was using.
Yes, yes. It's another imagination of a photography, that he's taking a photo as we take now, that this is my day, this is what I do.
And what is different is I think that in photography we can do it too, but not as much as in painting, because here it's not just this is my day, it's this is how I am seeing my day, and this is how I'm feeling in this day.
Yes, of course. We cannot compare these two things. I absolutely agree with you. I don't nothing to say.
And we haven't talked about the other painting of Van Gogh, which is the cafe.
Yes.
I saw some photos on Instagram yesterday and I was so jealous. I want to go there in art because they are keeping the place exactly as it is painted. And I want to be there. I want to take photos there. I don't know.
Okay, please take me with you. We will
Oh,
have
yeah,
a date there.
Yeah, you should come to Paris firstly, and then we will just make 8 hours travel to go there.
We will. We will. We will. We talked about coffee. We talked about art, and you said some things about art therapy, art as a therapy, to say it correctly. So, how can we see a connection between these two aspects of our lives, coffee and art? How can we connect these? Although we said many things, but what good can it do to us?
I think that the point of connection between art and coffee can easily be the enjoyment that they can give us. I can really enjoy a good coffee. I can really, I don't know how to say it, plonger dans l'art, just to lose myself inside the painting and be there for 10 minutes, 1 hour. Because, as we said, yes, this is a nice connection. If I am a person that has no problem to go in a coffee and drink a coffee by myself, I am also a person that can go inside the museum alone. And if I want to, I can sit in the floor in front of the painting and just stay there, staring at it, talking with myself, maybe doing a sketch or writing some questions and answers to myself. I think that this both experience that maybe are getting some people in comfort to decide to do it. I think that we just go out of the famous comfort zone and just go for it, because it can be some moments really, really good. And today, I will tell you that I'm going to the cinema alone to see a movie on the exposition of Leonardo da Vinci in the Musée du Louvre. So I can't wait for it. And after that, I promise you that I will go to drink a nice coffee by myself and maybe eat some good pastries.
Perfect. Perfect connection. And also, I would like to add something to it. The last years that coffee has a feeling of being more important, because the previous years people didn't pay any attention, so much attention, to the coffee maker, to the barista, to the coffee itself, to the kind of coffee, where it was grown or anything. So now I think that coffee is regarded as an art. Coffee making is an art. Um, Coffee art, but okay, they say it, coffee art.
Yes, if we see the definition of the word art, it can be the artistic part where we can see the artworks, the arts, etc. But we have also the part of the art of doing something. Mm-hmm. So it's really, from definition, you are absolutely right. The art of coffee.
The art of coffee. And also the coffee art, that they're painting with the milk. They're trying so much, and they create perfect things.
I absolutely appreciate when they are doing things on my coffee or on the plate. This shows me that this guy or this woman is taking care of me, and this is what will add to my experience. I want to feel that the the other one enjoys his work firstly, and then he wants me to enjoy my moments inside the coffee, even if it is inside the museum or not.
As a final question, what would your message be to Coffee Stain audience regarding coffee and art?
This is a nice question. And I would say that my message is that there is no messages that can come from around us. I would like the Coffee Stain listeners to close their ears to the others and be more open to themselves, because there can be a lot of messages that can come from inside us while drinking a coffee or while walking inside a museum or just by looking on internet or on paintings or whatever. So I think that, yes, enjoy yourselves, listen to yourselves, and of course not be close, but more inside us, less outside.
That is a perfect message to our audience. Thank you, Stefania. And I would definitely thank you for being here today and talking with us about this great connection. Lastly, I would like you to promise us that you will be here again for another interview as soon as your book will be published, and talk to us about the book and all the trip that came before it in order this book to be there for us in order to enjoy it.
As my friends say, avec plaisir. I would
Perfect.
really love it. So thank you very much. And I think that would be a really nice discussion to talk about drinking coffee while traveling alone. So this can be, I think, a really nice topic.
And reading a book.
Yes, of course. I was talking about traveling to create a book. So
Okay.
yes.
So, Stefania, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Enjoy your film in the cinema today. And I'm sure that you're going to give me your feedback on this. I would love to be
Yes.
there, of course.
I will send you photos from the coffee with the
Perfect,
sweet.
perfect, perfect. So, my kisses. And,
Thank you very much for your questions.
and
And
for
kisses
yours.
and kisses and regards from Paris to all the Coffee Stain listeners. Thank you very much for listening to.
You're welcome. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye.